Bitch, you called me. I didn't call you.
I don't give a I called you. I called it.
Okay, bye. Bye.
I got more than you.
What's your son, bitch? I'm about you right now. That house ain't about you. That house about you in the back, bitch.
We were trying to get her. We were trying to get her. Yeah,
Oh my God. You won't believe the season we just witnessed on Love and Hip Hop. Atlanta. It was everything. Pure chaos, high fashion, and non-stop drama. Viewers were glued to their screens week after week, desperate to see what the one and only Saucy Santana would do next. From the moment Santana joined the cast, he didn't just make waves. He caused full-blown tsunamis. Part rapper, part singer, and full-time social media icon. He dominated every scene with his unapologetic attitude, jaw-dropping fashion, and a mouth that spilled more tea than the Boston Harbor. If there was ever a masterclass in star power, Santana was teaching it. Every camera loved him. Every one-liner he dropped turned to gold. And the feuds. Phew. He had the entire cast gagging with his shade. His music, a viral sensation. Catchy hooks and fierce bars kept everyone talking. Santana wasn't just a star. He was a whole constellation. But you know what they say about flying too close to the sun? The same bold personality that made him shine eventually led to his spectacular downfall. Because in the Love and Hip Hop universe, nobody stays drama-free for long. Tension had been simmering long before it exploded. Santana threw shade left and right, spilling hot tea on everything from his castmates' music careers to their personal lives. At first, it was all fun and games until it wasn't. The drama reached a boiling point, and just like that, Santana went from reigning supreme to fighting for his place in the spotlight. It was a season for the history books. Messy, iconic, and unforgettable. And let's be real, we wouldn't have had it any other way.
Decline, wait, what are you talking
That's
about?
why I declined being on the thing that you produced it, because I felt like it was gonna be some clap.
Wait, hold, no, my ain't no clown. So let's start over.
Everybody is
No, my ain't never no
Yes,
clown.
big clown too.
No, it's not no clown. I'm producing an album. So if somebody want to get out there feeling, it's not no clown. There was never no clown.
Bitches on there taking jabs at each other. And you know what's so funny? When I told
Do you know what your streaming is like on Spotify?
Yes, I do.
I got more streaming on than you.
I have more stream than everybody else on the project.
Don't do that.
Oh, God. People are real artists.
Don't do that.
Bitch, you called me. I didn't call you.
I don't give a I called you.
I called it. Okay, bye.
I got more than you. 36 hours. That's why Jesus wins.
That sharp tongue of his. Oh darling, it became his signature. But as much as it won him fans, it earned him just as many enemies. It wasn't long before his explosive personality started causing serious friction with the other stars. Then came that night. One of the season's most anticipated parties. You know the type. Designer outfits everywhere, champagne flowing like water, and enough tension in the air to cut with a knife. Santana had been locked in a simmering feud with one of the show's biggest names. Someone who could serve both grace and fury on a silver platter. Their beef had been marinating for weeks, getting spicier with every episode. That night, baby, it was time for the main course. Santana kicked things off with shade so dark it could eclipse the sun. His words weren't just sharp, they were lethal. But his rival wasn't about to take that lying down. Oh no, they clapped back with a response so savage, it left jaws on the floor.
Bitch, don't say that. This happened because of me. Bitch, I keep very mother.
This happened because of me. You did not this happened because of me. Y'all couldn't think it get out. I could got the first one. Shout out to Harry. Shout out to going to jail. We're all doing it. What's the latest song? What's the latest hot song? Okay, cool. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Welcome to the lady. Welcome to this me. This me. Because of me now. Thank you.
What happened next? Pure chaos. The insults started flying back and forth like designer handbags at a sample sale. Sharp, flashy, and hitting their targets with precision. Both of them were getting louder and louder, drawing every pair of eyes in the room like moths to a flame. And then, in a moment that left everyone shook, things went from reality TV drama to dangerously real. The cameras caught every single second as Santana, furious and unfiltered, completely lost it and lunged at his rival. Security jumped in faster than you could say cut to commercial, but baby, the damage was already done. The party that was supposed to be all about celebration realness had turned into something straight out of a horror show, broadcast live for millions to witness. Behind those expensive curtains, the producers were in full meltdown mode. What started as ratings gold had spiraled into their worst nightmare, complete with bad press and behavior that crossed every line in the book. They scrambled to salvage what was left of the evening, but deep down they knew one thing. They had some serious decisions to make about the future of the show. The following days, absolute madness. While the producers went into crisis mode, the rest of the cast was kept in the dark, whispering and speculating about what would happen next. The big question on everyone's mind: would they let Santana stay and risk more drama, or cut him loose and deal with the fallout? In the end, they dropped the hammer. Saucy Santana was fired from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. The network's statement was colder than last season's fashion. Asterisk, due to ongoing disruptions and a failure to adhere to the standards of conduct required on the show, Saucy Santana's contract has been terminated. Asterisk, the news spread through the reality TV world like wildfire. Fans, cast members, bloggers. Asterisk, everyone asterisk was talking. And for Santana, it was a moment of shock mixed with a dash of saw that coming. He knew his fierce personality could cut both ways, but losing his spot on the show, that wasn't part of the plan. And honey, when he took to social media to respond, he did not hold back. He dragged those producers for filth, accusing them of exploiting his larger-than-life personality for ratings and then tossing him aside the moment things got too real. His Instagram post became an instant legend. Asterisk, they can kick me off but they can't take my crown. Asterisk, the fans. Divided. Some stood firmly behind their queen, defending him at all costs. Others, they thought he had finally crossed that one line you just don't cross. But here's the real gag. This wasn't the end of Santana's story. Not even close. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes in designer heels, he turned this setback into a comeback. Santana threw himself into his music, dropping singles that had streaming platforms on fire. He collaborated with major artists, proving that he was so much more than just reality TV drama. His music videos, pure art, dripping with confidence, creativity, and that signature Santana flair. He reinvented himself, transforming from a reality star into a cultural icon, representing defiance, artistry, and staying true to yourself no matter what. Sure, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta might have introduced him to the masses, but Santana made it crystal clear. He was destined for bigger things. Was his exit from the show messy? Oh, absolutely. But one thing's for sure. His impact on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta will be felt for seasons to come. He shook things up, served drama on a silver platter, and left an unforgettable mark on the franchise. For better or worse, Saucy Santana proved what we all suspected. You can't dim a star that's meant to shine. And now, the only question on everyone's lips is, what will this unstoppable force do next? Because if there's one thing we know about Saucy Santana, he's just getting started. Santana always has another trick up his designer sleeve, honey. And trust, we'll all be watching. This season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta? Oh, it will definitely go down in history. Every single week, viewers were on the edge of their seats, biting their nails, wondering what kind of drama Saucy Santana would serve up next. This flamboyant superstar wasn't just making waves. He was creating tsunamis with every appearance. From the moment he stepped onto our screens, it was clear. This wasn't just another cast member. That unapologetic attitude, iconic, those gag-worthy fashion choices, unmatched, and chilly, those unfiltered opinions. Phew, he had everyone clutching their pearls. Santana wasn't just stealing scenes. He was owning them. His rise to fame on the show was nothing short of spectacular. That larger-than-life personality hypnotized both viewers and castmates alike. But you know what they say, the bigger the personality, the harder the fall. That same fierce confidence, that mouth that never met a filter it liked. Oh baby, it turned out to be the very thing that led to his downfall. The way Santana burst onto love and hip-hop. Atlanta was like 4th of July fireworks in December. Asterisk, unexpected asterisk, explosive and impossible to ignore. The cameras lived for him. Every single one-liner that dropped from his lips turned into pure social media gold. His feuds with other cast members. They weren't just entertaining, they were giving us life. And let's not forget his music. Those catchy hooks, those fierce bars. Honey, they had everyone hitting that replay button. Saucy Santana wasn't just a star. He was a whole galaxy. But in the love and hip-hop universe, peace never lasts long. The drama had been brewing like a pot of Sunday tea long before everything exploded. Our queen of shade wasn't just throwing it. He was serving it with a side of truth. That piping hot tea. Oh, he was spilling all of it, from his castmates' music careers to their personal lives. That razor-sharp tongue became his calling card, darling. But it also turned into a double-edged sword. Before long, that volatile personality started causing more friction than a sample sale at Fashion Week. Then came that night. One of those parties, the kind that promises to deliver all the drama we've come to expect. And then some. Picture it. Designer outfits everywhere, champagne flowing like water, and enough tension in the air to power a small city. Santana had been feuding with one of the show's biggest stars, someone who knew how to serve both grace and fury with a side of class. Their beef had been simmering for weeks, getting spicier with each episode, until that night, when it finally reached its boiling point. The confrontation kicked off with Santana throwing shade so dark, it could have caused an eclipse. His words, lethal. But his rival, oh, they weren't about to take that lying down. They clapped back with a response that had everyone's jaws on the floor. What followed? Pure chaos. The insults were flying faster than designer bags at an outlet sale. Both of them got louder and louder, drawing a crowd like paparazzi to a celebrity wedding. Then, in a moment that had everyone shook to their core, things went from reality TV drama to real-world dangerous. And those cameras, they caught everything. Santana completely lost it and lunged at his rival. Security jumped in faster than you could say. Asterisk cut to. Commercial asterisk. You can call it ratings gold, but chilly, the damage was already done. What was supposed to be a night of celebration realness had turned into something straight out of a horror show, broadcast live for millions to witness. Behind those expensive curtains, the producers were in full meltdown mode. What started as entertainment gold had become their worst nightmare. Bad press, out-of-control drama, and behavior that crossed every line in the book. As they scrambled to salvage what was left of the evening, one thing was clear. They had some serious decisions to make about the future of the show. And the aftermath. Pure madness. While the producers went into crisis mode, the rest of the cast was left in the dark, wondering what bomb would drop next. The biggest question on everyone's mind. Would they let Santana stay and risk even more chaos, or cut him loose and deal with the fallout? In the end, they made their choice. Saucy Santana was fired from Love and Hip Hop. Atlanta, asterisk asterisk, the network's statement hit harder than last season's reunion show. Asterisk, due to ongoing disruptions and a failure to adhere to the standards of conduct required on the show, Saucy Santana's contract has been terminated. Asterisk, but if you thought that was the end of this story. Asterisk child asterisk, you don't know Saucy Santana. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Asterisk in designer heels asterisk, no less. He turned this setback into a comeback. His social media response. Legendary. His moves after the show. Even more iconic. He proved that you can kick him off a show, but you can't take away his crown. This wasn't just another reality TV exit. It was the beginning of something even bigger. Santana took all that energy and channeled it into his music, dropping singles that had streaming platforms shook, collaborating with major artists, and proving he was so much more than just reality TV drama. His legacy on Love and Hip Hop. Atlanta, unforgettable. His impact on the culture, undeniable. And his story, still being written. Because if there's one thing we know about Santana, he always has another trick up his designer sleeve. And trust and believe, we'll all be watching to see what he does next.